Hi, everybody. My name is Gudrun from GE Designs, and welcome to our Tipsy Tuesday. Not from home. Not from home.
Hi, everybody.
Say hi to Mr. HP. We are live. Yeah, not from Minnesota, but so happy to have you with us tonight. And so thank you all for being here. We didn't have a show Friday, so we're excited to be here. So make sure you give us some thumbs up and all those hearts and stuff that you usually do. Share our video. We got lots to talk about tonight. I will be talking a little bit about our Jackie Quilt-along coming up starting in 2 weeks only. So I'm going to answer all your last minute questions, and so keep them coming. And then I actually have some news about our retreat. Our second session is set, so you'll get to hear about that as well. So, of course, we want you to follow the show, watch us all the way through, because we have beautiful giveaways every single show. Just from commenting and asking questions through our comment system, both on Facebook and YouTube, you get a chance to be our live winner for a $25 gift card. And then we always finish the show with a question that you get a chance, just by answering that question, to win a second $25 gift card, which will be announced next week. On our show next week.
That's my sound effects.
Oh, yeah. We don't have our full setup, so no sound effects. We can't put your comments up on the screen, so sorry about that. But, you got both of us right here in a tight space. So we'll see how it goes. I think it's going to be good. Anyways, so we had a giveaway last week. The question I asked you last week was, do you have any New Year rituals? I told you a little bit about mine, and our winner, so sorry we can't put the name on the screen, but our winner is D. Haymans. Yay, D. So if you are seeing this, make sure you send an email to help@gequiltdesigns.com, and we will send you your gift card, $25 gift card to go shopping. So we have I have my water here so I can go through this, because we don't have a mic. It's just the computer working. So
can you hear okay, everybody?
Bear with us. I hope you can hear fine to both of us. To both of us. You can hear both of us fine. So we actually snuck out of Minnesota a little bit. We got out of the deep cold. We actually, when we left and arrived where we are, 80-degree temperature difference. Yes, 80-degree difference. We left in or maybe more than that. We left in 20 below.
Yeah, it's cold.
So we just snuck. We're working on some things, so it's both a little getaway for us and also some business. So working on some cool things for the near future. So of course, we always a little getaway and a little warmth. We use that to kind of renew ourselves, rejuvenate. It's been great for Mr. HP to get into some warm weather, to get that knee working.
Yeah.
He's now 4 weeks from surgery. He's walking. I think you walked a mile.
Yeah.
More than a mile.
It's getting there little by little. Still irritating, but we're getting there.
Cycling. I mean, you're pretty much full knee bend now, right? 120 degrees.
120.
Mm-hmm. And so he's doing really great, and the warm weather is helping.
Big time.
And of course, I love running outside, so that I've been taking advantage of that. Some beautiful places. I got to show you this picture that I took on my run yesterday or the day before. And yesterday. It was yesterday. So we are in Florida. So check this out. This was just too good to be true. I just put my phone on a bench as I stretched halfway through my run, and it's just glorious. So rejuvenating mind, body, and soul. So of course, with the body comes the soul. We got to show them the other picture we took. Of course, you know us. So there are gonna be some libations, some things, and we love this glass. You are exactly where you need to be. So that is just perfect for us. So we're enjoying it, and like I said, planning for the future, all of you guys. So you're going to benefit from this. All right. So I wanted to talk about the Jackie Quilt Along. We start in 2 weeks. If you are new to our shows, the Jackie Quilt Along starts on, like I said, in 2 weeks on the 25th. During our Tipsy Tuesday episodes, we will do the quilt along in 4 pieces. The Jackie quilt is, you can find this pattern in my Stripology Mixology 2 book, my newest book, and it uses 2.5-inch strips plus a background. So of course, if you want to just do it exactly like it is in the book, like this, and we can show it on a little bit bigger screen, that is, you need 1 background and then just strips for your jacks. Now, I have written a little bit of an extended pattern. If you wanted to do something different, like I did, I wanted to try using different backgrounds for each block and maybe a consistent fabric for the jacks. So we have made a few versions of that, and I just love it. So here's one where I did kind of lights and darks. I took a bundle, one of our stash builder bundles, and took the lights and the darks and made blocks. So I did light strips on the dark fabrics and dark strips on the light fabrics. And this is from our Bluebird of Happiness bundle. So each block, the background, you need a fat quarter for each block background. So I have written a pattern, kind of an extended pattern that is available. If you are interested in making this version and want the full cutting instruction fabric requirements, you can get that. Let's show them some other versions. So here's another version where I used a bundle, and I used it completely the bundle. So this is, I believe, Botanical Journal. And I used the black fabrics for the backgrounds, and then the greens for the strips. And then I really love this one, Daydreamer by Tula Pink. So really bright and fun, even large scale fabrics. You can just really make them shine as each block's background. And then I use a single fabric for all the jacks. So all of these versions, so like I said, the extended pattern, and what we are calling the extended pattern and video class. If we're interested in making these versions, there is a purchase of $10. So can you put that video class up? So you'll find it in our store under video events. So it's Jackie Extended Pattern Video Class. So right now in there, if you purchase this for $10, you will get just the pattern, which is all of the fabric requirements for this version and the cutting. And then what will happen a week from today, a week before the quilt along, there will be a cutting video in there showing you how to cut everything for this version of the quilt and some cutting tips for both versions. So I will not be doing any cutting videos during the quilt along because that will just give away too much of the pattern. And because of copyright issues, I won't be doing that. I will be giving you steps on and tips on the putting everything together. So we will be also putting those videos into that video class. So it's just a way for you to have everything in one place. Those of you that want a little bit more video instruction, this is a great option. But of course, you can still do the quilt along without that purchase if you just want to follow the pattern in the book. All right, let's take some questions. I want to mention every time we do a quilt along, make sure you check out our blog. There is a blog post, Jackie Quilt Along blog post already up. And so any information you need, links to the video class, all of the fabric pulls I did, I made, 30 different versions of Jackie in my head and showed you bundles and combinations. So you'll find all of that there. And so that is already up and ready, and we'll keep adding to that blog post as the quilt along goes forward. So check that out. The optional video class and pattern combo is also on the website. So I would love to hear if you're going to participate and if you have any questions on anything. All right. What's the status of Color Club? Status of Color Club, we are still waiting for a few bolts of just one fabric. We got a little bit over half of it, and we're still waiting. Many of the fabric companies close their warehouses between Christmas and New Year's. And it just so happened that this particular fabric that we were waiting for hadn't came in just right at the tail end, so they weren't able to ship it. And then a lot of them were closed between Christmas and New Year's, and some even into the New Year because that's when they do their inventory. So we have heard that it's going to ship right away next, either end of this week or next. So as soon as we get it in, we will cut the rest of the Color Club and ship it out. So we're still waiting, unfortunately. It's all about that, all delivery issues, as we have heard everywhere. With a bundle, do you need 1 yard also for Jackie? So it depends. So it depends on the size you want to make. Like I said, a bundle is usually about 12 half yards. So that's amounts to 24 fat quarters. The lap size of Jackie takes 20 fat quarters. So you have 4 extras to use for your strips. But if you want to do like a single fabric for your strips for the jacks, then yes, I would buy a single 1 yard that is really a nice contrast that will really stand out from all of the other fabrics. So that's kind of how I played that. All right. Now, some of you may have a collection of 2.5 inch strips, so you can always pull from there. I have already started at least one Jackie to do the demos with, and I was going to use 1 yard of fabric for my jacks, but then I just found a whole bunch of strips in my collection, so I just started pulling from there. It was kind of more fun to be able to use something that you already have. All right. Lots of folks saying they're going to join in for Jackie. That's really great. Really, really great. I don't see many questions. Do you see many questions? All right.
Oh, what kind of knee surgery did I get? Full knee replacement.
On your left knee. Yeah.
Full knee replacement.
He really needs both knees done, but starting with the left.
Yeah, we'll wait and see.
That was a little worse than the other one.
Yeah.
All right. So May watch the quilt along. Already have 3 GE quilts cut out and in progress. Do I need another one? It's not so much about need. It's more about want.
Yes.
Need and want is not always the same. No, you can always just follow along and do it later. That's the beauty of all of our quilt alongs. You can watch the videos forever, whenever. Works for you. Why are the crib quilt Jackie dimensions different between the 2 versions? In the single background versions, there is a floating border where you use that background fabric as a floating border. So with the fat quarters, we didn't put that border in. You can, of course, add a border, but I just didn't put that in because that wouldn't have made sense to make a scrappy border. It just would have been kind of a nightmare. So I took it out. It's only a 2-inch finished border. So all the dimensions of all the sizes went down 4 inches on all sides, on 4 inches on each side. Okay. So that's the reason why. So, but you can still make the fat quarters and just add a different fabric for a border. We can always do that. Okay. Anything? Let me see if we have any more other questions. Do you think, can fat quarters be used for the jacks? Yes. So if you want them to be a single fabric, you will need 2 strips. If you're cutting only 21-inch long strips, so you will need a full width strip for each block. So if you're going to use the fat quarters, just know that you would need 2 strips of each fabric from that. So each fat quarter, you can only use that for 3 blocks or so. Possibly if you are good about cutting. I don't know if you're creative with your cutting. Maybe do some piecing and cut some more. To make, I just answered that. Kathleen was asking, can I use 2.5-inch strips that aren't with the fabric? So like I said, you need full 21-inch, and then you need about 15 inches. So I talk about full width. If they're a little short, you're okay. If they're a little short, you're okay. All right. Yolanda says how I hated January when I worked retail inventory. Yeah, we got our inventory done before Christmas. It was so great to just get it done before that. So we had a lot of other stuff. Jamie's asking, do you do your own cutting or is it done for you? No, Quilt Along, you do all your own work. So you cut your fabric, you sew your quilt. So the video is just a demonstration. So and like I said, it's optional, so you don't need to purchase that. All right. Lots of folks, just comments. I don't see any questions. I'm just looking for the question marks. There's a lot of comments, so I'm scrolling through a lot. So I just look for, so please put a question mark at the end of your question. so that I can spot them.
Yeah.
Yes, Krista's asking, I'm late. We're not in our studio. We are not at home. We're in a lot warmer climate. So, all right. Bonnie says, I'd love to hear that you guys are moving to Florida like so many others so I can visit. That's not happening. Not at this time. So no, we are coming back to Minnesota, you guys. We're coming back. All right. Here's a question. I have the Born to Ride bundle. Do you think the Red Stars fabric would look good for the jacks? Yes, I believe so. As long as it's a contrast. And you know what? If you have bundles or fat quarters that they're not all in the same color family, you might have some red, some blue, some white. You can use, like I did with that Bluebird of Happiness, I use navy or like a blue for the jacks for my lighter fabrics. And then I use like an off-white for the jacks for my darker fabrics. You can always do that and switch it around. So, yes, Sue, I just answered that. I left the borders off of the scrappy one because that border would not look right with all the scrappy fabrics. You could do it, but it just, for me, it would ruin kind of the overall look with the block, with the color blocking. All right. I think that's large print work for background and salad for jacks. Must be solid. You must have meant solid. Yes, exactly. That's why I wanted to try it, just to be able to use a little bit larger scale fabrics and then something that really contrasts for the jacks. All right. Okay. All right. So I think that's it for us. Can you get the background block and one jack out of a fat quarter? Unfortunately not. I tried. I needed 2.5 more inches, so it wouldn't work. It would not work. That would have been perfect, wouldn't it? Yes. Okay, something. I see more questions, but there are too many. Did you use an ombre for the original Jackie? I used, what was the name of that? Stratosphere, right? Is it called Stratosphere? It was a fabric that was kind of a striped, it was not quite an ombre, but it was kind of variegated. So it gave them my jacks kind of that look, and I really loved that. All right, so let's move on to our retreat. So we do have now our second session planned. And yes, this is kind of confusing because it takes place before the first session. So our second session will be March 9th through the 12th, and it will be available on the website right after the show. So you don't have to rush and go shopping right now. So March 9th through the 12th, which is, again, a Wednesday through Saturday virtual retreat. We're doing everything the same as the session 1, and with session 2 taking place first. Yeah, I know it's odd, but we just have to keep it that way to keep ourselves straight. All right, so what we'll be doing, we'll be doing the same 2 quilts like we talked about before, the Jewel and the Strippy Stairways, all working from a bundle. And then we're even going to do a table runner with a little scrappy leftovers. Beautiful, beautiful. Get a lot out of the bundle. So let me show you the quilt. So I'll show you the kit options. So everything for retreat, you will get a kit for 2 lap size quilts and then some. And so we have quite a few options for the second session. Many of them the same as before. So we have the Carolina Lilies, And then we have the Celestial. So how this works is you see all the 12 little squares on the right. That is your bundle, your half yard bundle. And then you'll see the big piece, that's the background. And then the square below that is your binding. So you will get 3 yards of background and you get 1 yard of binding. And so that is enough to make your quilts. So then we have Duality Fusion, which all your fabrics will be black and white. And then for the Strippy Stairways, you will have this beautiful teal background and a black binding. Then we have Feathered Nest. Again, all the kind of lighter hues for the fabrics, and then a really nice, rich chocolate brown background for the Strippy Stairways and a teal binding. Then we have Game Day, really cool modern prints, beautiful, colorful. And then the background is a low volume. It's a seeds fabric, so it's kind of white with black in it. And I really love that combo. And a cool diagonal stripe binding. Very graphic quilt you'll get out of this. This option is a new one that we didn't have for session 1. It's Harmony. And so all these beautiful plums, the golds, and light greens, and beautiful background that has some light gray in it. And then a binding is that beautiful plum color. And then we have Passion, greens and teals, and then on a cream background. One that I forgot to pull the photo. We also have a few of the weather report kits available for that too. I just didn't pull that up and put that in here. So that's available too. So lots of options still for session 2. So what you do when you purchase or sign up, you purchase and you choose your kit. Now, if you wanted to make your quilts larger, so these are 2 lap size quilts. So we have full instructions on if you wanted to make, for example, queen size versions of both of these quilts, you just add another kit, and you can, I think it's 2 more bundles to make a queen, and to make a little bit larger, like a twin or a full. We have all these instructions. So just make a note in the notes when you check out that you would like to make your quilt larger, and we will add that to your order. Or just send an email to help@gequiltdesigns.com, and we will make the adjustments afterwards. All right. So one thing, let's check out the quilts, the actual quilts. So we have made quite a few. So we have made, this is the Jewel quilt using, so we will cut our bundle into 10-inch squares and 2.5-inch strips and 1.5-inch strips. So this is the quilt that we'll make with the 10-inch squares, called Jewel. And of course, no templates, no specialty rulers, just the Stripology rulers. Or regular rulers. And then this is Strippy Stairways. These are both using the Carolina Lilies kit. And then we have the Celestial version. We have the Jewel. And as you can see, so kind of grays and blacks and this beautiful mustard yellow color. And then for the Strippy Stairways, we have it on this light gray background. It's just really cool, modern look. Then I was working on the Harmony versions of this quilt. So there's the Harmony. It's just blocks. It's I don't have any even sewn together. So this one will get quilted when I get back. So this is Harmony Jewel. And then we have the Strippy Stairways in the Harmony fabric. So beautiful colors. I love that bright gold with the plum and green. Such a fresh colorway. So again, we've also have made the Jewel and Strippy Stairways. I just don't have those photos pulled up. So we still have a few of those kits that left. Those were the ones that were, a little bit more popular in the first session. So we don't have a whole lot left. All right. So these quilts, like somebody is saying, I saw in the comments, these are brand new patterns. They're going into a new book. So our retreat attendees get to work on them first, and then it'll be in a new book coming out sometime this year. We'll see how fast I can work on that. Melanie's asking, can we switch kits for the first retreat? So yes, we can switch things around. I know I'm going to get this question too. can I switch dates? So quick answer is yes, but let's hold on just a little bit. So let's get this retreat get its legs, because whenever we launch something like this, we get so many emails just from folks that are signing up for this one. So let us get through that, and then probably next week we'll talk about and address requests for switching dates or switching kits. It's just we want to keep all of our note keeping in check to make sure that we send you the right stuff. And it's a lot. It's a lot to get together, a lot of prep that we've already done and will be doing, especially now adding a whole nother session. But I'm so excited that we had so many sign up for notifications that wanted in on our retreats. And so I'm so excited to be able to provide that. So you'll have us for 4 days.
Yay!
Yes. From our studio, from home. We literally are locked in a room for the whole time. So
nonstop.
It's nonstop. So we have, we definitely will be, there is a second. So if you're looking to sign up for the retreat for March 9th, there's a total separate product, because it's two different products. One will say it's sold out. That's the first session. The second session will be there. So just make sure you make note of the dates. All right. So for the second retreat, will the Carolina Lilies kit be available? Yeah, that was the first one I showed. So all of the ones I showed, and plus weather report. So they're all there once you check that out. Faye is asking, are you in St. Pete? Yes, I am. You probably recognized the pier photo. Yes, we are in St. Pete. I love it. Love it. Okay. Are you going to make, I don't know if this is a question to me or somebody else. Are you going to make a Jackie from Color Club? I am not, but maybe somebody else is. I saw a few people that were doing their fabric pulls from previous Color Clubs. And that's a great idea. Because, 5 half yards in Color Club, you pair up 2, you got your 25 quarters. All right. You both will need another vacation after the 2 retreats. Definitely. If we still have a voice.
Right.
But you know what? We get a lot out of these retreats too. We have a lot of fun. So don't worry too much about us. Can you make just one of the quilts in the retreat and make it larger? Possibly. I mean, it's all, that would just, we put these kits together so it works for the 2 quilts. So for us to have to calculate for each and every person to do whatever they want, that's really hard for us. So the easiest way is, if you want to make one of the quilts and want to make it larger, get enough fabric for that, for both to be larger, and then just use your fabric for something else if you don't want to make both quilts. We just can't, we can't custom make each kit. It's just impossible. Impossible. All right. Okay. So for the 2 quilts, you need to pick the 1 bundle. Yeah. So 1 bundle. So 1 kit, retreat kit, makes 2 quilts plus a runner. So like I said, I have done a lot of work on this, and you can imagine it's a really good use of fabric to be able to get 2 nice lap size quilts from only 12 half yards and 3 yards of background and 1 yard of binding. And that includes the binding.
There'll be yoga.
There will be yoga for sure. For sure. There's been some yoga here too.
Gotta do that.
Gotta have some yoga every time. All right. Is that all of our questions for the retreat? When will the second retreat be posted? Right after the show. So right after the show, it'll be live. If it's not live now, don't worry. It'll be live right after the show. I just wanted to be able to answer all questions. I know how crazy things get when people want to get shopping. Yes. So Christy's asking, will second bundles be available if you really like 2 sets of fabric? So yes, that happened a lot with our first session. Somebody picked a bundle they wanted to make, but then they wanted a different bundle to make 4 quilts, and that's cool. If we have it available, we can accommodate that. So again, just send an email to help@gquilt.designs or put a note in your notes when you're checking out, and we will be in touch and do all the adjustments. If you can't make one of the days of the retreat, will it be recorded? So the full day will not be recorded. That would be impossible to record 18 hours, however long it is.
Yikes.
However, all of the demos are recorded and will be added to your account. So you will have all of those. Anything like I did a lecture, we recorded that. So if you missed that, you'll be able to see that. But when we're just live and all the interaction between quilters, that happens in rooms, different rooms. So there's no way to record all of that. So that will not be recorded, but all the major kind of instructions will be recorded. And there were lots of people last year that had things to do, had to run errands, had doctor's appointments, had to drive kids or whatever, and they still were able to do most of it. And so definitely, figure that out. If it's not that much, it can still be done. What time do you start and end for the retreat days? We started at 9:30, so Central Time Zone, 9:30, but the live stream started earlier. Live stream started at like 7. So that means we're not doing anything until 9:30, but at 7 people logged on and we're just sewing. And so you can chat with some of the retreat attendees, and that was always really fun. And then we keep the live open till probably 10 or 11 p.m., but we are usually done with all important things by 9 o'clock. We'll sometimes sneak in and pop into the rooms. Yoga was recorded, wasn't it? Didn't we record it last time?
We might record it this time for you guys. Maybe.
Maybe. All right. So, okay. Any other questions? Do you schedule sleep? Yes, we do for us. We do schedule sleep for us. You can sleep whenever you want. Should we pre-wash the kit fabrics? So I don't ever pre-wash. Use your own judgment. If you are used to pre-washing, go do whatever you want to do. I don't ever pre-wash. So that's all up to you. There is enough fabric in there if you do want to pre-wash, for sure. All right. Donna says she would like to need to rent a hotel room in order to do the retreat. Her family won't leave her alone. That's a good idea, actually. Actually, a lot of folks got together in either, a friend's house, or there were people at real life retreats doing our retreat. So it was really fun. So there were little groups of people too. All right. Okay. All right. I think we're kind of through it. Will the demos be available? I just answered that. Will the demos be available for those if you don't purchase the retreat? No. So the demos are just for if you purchase the retreat, you get those demos, all the instructional classes in your account. All right. What do you do for red and white quilts if you don't wash first? I test them, and if the reds really bleed, then I may pre-wash those. Those are probably only exceptions, and honestly, they usually don't bleed for me if you're using good quality fabrics. I don't really use batik, so that was the only time I had an issue with bleeding fabrics, when I sewed with batiks. And I thought it was just the universe telling me I should not sew with batiks, because I normally don't. But no, just in all fun, that was just a fun. But so yeah, just use your own judgment. Test. You can always test a piece of fabric if you're afraid. All right. Let's see. I don't think there's any more questions for us. Are there additional yardage instructions for larger size quilts? Yes. So those doing the retreat, you get full instructions for multiple sizes of those 2 quilts. So for sure. So if you are doing the larger sizes, we will, and purchasing fabric to do larger sizes, that you will get the cutting instructions for whatever size you're making. All right. All right. So I think that's good. Chris is asking, if I work and can't attend the actual retreat, can I still sign up and watch the demos on my own? Yes, absolutely. So like I said, all of the instructional videos are recorded and put into your account, even including we'll do it this year. We didn't do it last year. There's a Q&A session where you get an hour to ask us anything. And so we will record that, and then my lecture. So if you miss those, I know time difference is crazy in both directions, because we had folks in Europe joining in the retreat. We had folks in Hawaii doing it. So it was a big spectrum. So there were some that, went too late, so they had to go to bed, and others that we started too early. So that it's whatever you want to do. All the important parts will be recorded. All right. Okay, let's move on, because I know there's a couple more things I'm excited to show you. So we have a great sale going on. You might know about our perfect pairings that we started doing last year, where we have made a quilt with one of our bundles, and then we do a real special on the bundle and give you some freebies to go with that bundle. So we have a perfect pairing package, a huge package going on right now with a Tulip Pink Curiouser and Curiouser fabric line. So we had 2 bundles in both of the colorways. Each one has 10 half yards. So the special is both bundles, and then you get the Emma pattern for free, plus a full yard of one of the larger, we call them the Queen or Alice prints. And so you can see my Emma quilt. You can maybe see better photo of the fabrics in this next image here. Yeah, so here are the 2 bundles, and beautiful, bright, colorful fabrics. And then here's the Emma quilt that I made. So I used the Queens and Alice as instead of some of the blocks. So I just fuzzy cut them, and there's a whole video on how I fuzzy cut those available. Just check out my fuzzy cutting video with the Stripology rulers. And so this price is insane. So no, not this. Can you go back to the perfect pairing? Just so I can show them. So $89. And like I said, this is 11 yards of fabric of beautiful, great quality, Free Spirit and Tulip Pink fabrics. So check that out. Whether you want to make an Emma quilt out of it or not, it would make a great Jackie, with the scrappy Jackie, and then just something that really stands out for the Jacks. So that is what we have available until supplies last. I know we sold a lot of them over the weekend, so there's a few left. So check that out. And then we have a brand new bundle in that we've been waiting for. Honestly, this is how crazy the supply chains are. This fabric line was supposed to come in May, June, and it just arrived. That's nuts. So this is a Ruby Star fabric line called Stay Gold. I actually took my favorite pieces and added a few basics into it. And I did the fabric pull at home before we left. So let's play that video of me showing you Stay Gold. So this is a very much highly anticipated line. This originally was supposed to ship, I believe, in May. It's called Stay Gold, mostly, well, it's all Ruby Star, but I kind of really picked and choose from the line and then added some basics in here. So let me show you. I really love the combination of the really large scale prints, the unique coloring. So this is by Melody Miller, Stay Gold. So it has just a little bit of rose metallic and gold metallic in it. Love to mix just a little bit of sparkle. Just gorgeous. And that, throwing in that pink and orange, we have kind of a directional floral in that same kind of navy background. And then we have kind of the oranges, and I don't know if they're butterflies or dragonflies. Probably butterflies. What do you think, Mr. HP?
Butterflies.
Okay, yeah, here's the butterflies. Beautiful. I just love the whimsy and the colors, just so unique. So then we bring in this gold, stay gold. So all of these daisies with pink centers on this beautiful gold background. Larger buds, flowers here with just that rose gold in here. Really pretty. And then I added a couple of basics to go into those deeper gold tones. This is called Spark. So really nice, some of the deeper hues of gold. And then I threw in a speckled, which is the Ruby Star Basic as well. And I wanted to get a little bit deeper tone, and then it has a little bit rusty orange tying in with some of the oranges in here. So then we have the light background. So the main print in the light background. Beautiful. I made a quilt out of this, actually a sire quilt, a while back. And so I'll show you that later on. Here's that butterflies with the leaves. And then I added another spark, which is that same taupe, light taupe background with gold. And then we have the butterflies on that light taupe, same taupe background. So really love this. If you wanted more lights to add to this, because you know, if you could count all of these darks. If you wanted more lights, Ruby Star, we have a 6-piece bundle by Ruby Star that's called First Light Taupe. And these are just, as you can see, Ruby Star, they mix everything, all of their lines kind of work together. So you can take colors from lines and pull them right in here. So these all work perfectly in here. If you wanted to do something lights and darks and you wanted more variety, this First Light Taupe bundle would just be perfect with it. I did do just a small fabric pull too. I'm going to leave these in here just so you can see. And so I added one more light because, of course, another speckled metallic gold is a perfect hue here. It looks a little over, it looks whiter here than if I put it over here. It's actually a perfect match with this light tones. Then I wanted to add some different hues of the golds. I did the darkest, I did the Bumbleberries and the dark golden sand as the darker ones. And then medium, I did a grunge and the mulled cider because it has a little dirtiness to it. And then the spectrostatic and the spicy mustard. Both work really, all three work really well. As far as navies, I did the chalk and charcoal in the midnight because it has a lot of teal in it. And then the speckled in the metallic teal navy is perfect. That's really the hue that is the base of this, all of these navies. So really teal and navy together. Now I threw in one more color because as you can see there's pink all throughout. You can also add a pure orange if you wanted to bring in a focus color, but I love the pinks. So I did a darker pink with a dash flow raspberry to pull out some of the darker pinks everywhere. You can see that they are in the berries and the fruit. And then the speckled in the metallic daisy, which is that lighter pink, matches perfectly with everything because it is a Ruby Star basic. So this is it. Stay Gold by Ruby Star Society and Melody Miller for most of these. There it is. Isn't that a pretty line? I really love it. And it's my favorite, of course, when I can just pick favorites from, like somebody said in the comments, it's a really large line from Ruby Star. And there's a lot of color and a lot going on. So I love when I can focus it and really pick out, well, my favorites. I love that dark teal with the gold and then with that taupe and those bright pops of orange and pink. So here's the quilt I made. I just got a little bit of that fabric, you know, months and months ago. Not this one. There it is. So I just did a crib size version of the Saga quilt. You can see I threw in this one, I threw in a little bit of a speckled blue, so a lighter blue, but you, of course, that would be the only exception. And then here's a little close-up of that quilt. I really love, even though the fabrics are really large scale, but this pattern works well with that, and it seems kind of wild, but it creates a really cool overall look in the end. So Saga is, of course, a single pattern, so you can get that. Uses 10-inch squares. So again, you can use the bundle for 10-inch squares, and then you have stuff left over for anything else. So love, love, love that. Any questions? Another product that's brand new in the store, and I did that only because of you guys' requests. So back in the day, maybe a year ago, when, as you know, one of our favorite basics lines is Bumbleberries by Lewis and Irene. So they come out with new Bumbleberry colors twice a year. They will come out with 20 new colors, and those colors will match all of their spring summer lines. So we just got the spring summer, and then there will be 20 new colors that come out in the fall that will match all their fall winter. So about a year ago, what we did is we put together a fat quarter bundle of those 20 colors. And so what comes with our fat quarter bundle is, of course, a list of all the fabrics in order as they are in the pack. So can we put the pack up on the screen? So there it is. So it's arranged like this in the bag, and you will get a sheet that tells you exactly the color number and the color name for each of these basics. So these are just perfect for your collection, for your stash. So all these different type of blenders, you can blend it with so many different things, not just Lewis and Irene. But of course, if you are a Lewis and Irene lover, these will always match their lines. So these are now available. I made a few fat quarter bundles for you guys per your request of the new spring summer Bumbleberries. All right. Somebody's asking again on Color Club news. We are still waiting for that last fabric. Like I said, we got about a little bit over half of it. We're still missing a few, and I just decided to hold everything so that everybody could get their pack at the same time. So hopefully by the end of the week, we'll hear about it. I haven't gotten a shipping notification yet because a lot of the warehouses are still closed or they're doing their inventory. So hopefully we'll see something happening next week. And again, I really extremely apologize for this delay, something that nobody could foresee, that it just didn't arrive in time, where it should have been there months ago. All right. So we are going to announce a live winner. We can't put it up on the screen, but you've been working the generator, right? Mm-hmm. So this is the one that this is the one. Mm-hmm. All right. So our live winner from our show tonight, thank you all for being here and commenting, is Crystal Olson, Crystal Olson. So congratulations, Crystal. You have won a $25 gift card. Send us a quick email to help@gequiltdesigns.com, and we will get that gift card to you electronically. So you can go shopping. If you are looking to purchase Retreat, look on the website, go on to virtual classes, it's called, or something like that. There's a link. There's a link.
There's a link in there.
There's a link in there. So you will find it. Just make sure you pick whatever kit you want and send us an email if you want any adjustments or notes in your order. So that is it for us tonight. I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to finish it with our giveaway question. And again, we can't put it up on the screen, but here it is. Simple. Are you going to participate in our Jackie Quilt Along? And if you are, I'd love to hear if you're using your stash or what you'll be using. Will you be trying the new version or going with a full-on same background? So let me know in the comments. And our next show will be next week, and that is January 18th, 7 p.m. Central Time, from home, from the frozen tundra. And And we will announce our winner from all your answers on that show. Another $25 gift card up for grabs. But catch us live this coming Friday. There will be a show this Friday. We missed you guys last Friday. Something was just missing in our life on Friday.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just weird. So we will be live this Friday, 3:00, and we will have a cocktail. But just as a little note, we have been enjoying the evening with a little bit of rosé here in our little room. So thank you all for being with us on this Tuesday. Cheers, everybody, and I'll see you this coming Friday. Bye, everybody.
Bye.